Once upon a time, in a small village nestled deep within the mountains, there lived a wise old Zen master. People from far and wide sought his guidance and enlightenment. One day, a troubled young man approached the master with a heavy heart. "Master," the young man said, "I feel lost and burdened by the challenges of life. I constantly worry about the future and regret the mistakes of my past. How can I find peace and happiness?" The Zen master looked at the young man with compassion and replied, "My dear friend, I shall share with you a story. In ancient times, there was a mighty archer renowned for his exceptional skills. One day, as he prepared for a grand archery competition, he noticed a trembling leaf on a distant tree. Determined to prove his prowess, he drew his bow and aimed at the leaf with unwavering focus. As he released the arrow, it soared through the air with great speed. But to his surprise, it missed the leaf by a hair's breadth. The archer was devastated by his failure. He berated himself, feeling his skills were lacking. Filled with self-doubt, he lost his passion for archery and abandoned his practice. Years passed, and he lived a life of regret and unhappiness. One day, while wandering through a forest, the archer encountered an old sage. Seeing the sadness in the archer's eyes, the sage asked him what troubled him. The archer recounted his story of failure and regret. The sage smiled and gently said, "Let me share a secret with you, my friend. The key to true happiness lies not in the perfection of your aim, but in the joy of releasing the arrow and embracing the journey." The archer listened intently, and a glimmer of hope sparked within him. Inspired by the sage's words, he began to practice archery once again, not with the sole focus on hitting the target, but with a newfound appreciation for the present moment and the act of letting go. The archer soon discovered that his aim improved, and he found joy in every release of the arrow. He embraced the process and allowed each shot to be an expression of his true self. He no longer measured his worth solely by hitting the mark, but rather by the growth and wisdom gained through each attempt. The young man listened to the story and pondered its meaning. The Zen master smiled and said, "My dear friend, the lesson of the archer is simple yet profound. The path to peace and happiness begins with accepting the present moment and finding joy in the journey itself. Release your worries about the past and future, for they are beyond your control. Instead, focus on the beauty of each step you take." The young man bowed deeply to the master, a newfound sense of clarity in his eyes. From that day forward, he embraced the wisdom of the Zen master's words, and with each step, he found solace and happiness, knowing that the true essence of life lies not in the destination, but in the journey.